Hi everyone, just got off the phone with Sheri Atwood, she's CEO of SupportPay, which is a automation family financial tool in the fintech world to help people manage their family expenses internally. Examples include helping people pay accountable, pay for child support, help family members take care of older family members to make sure that the bills are paid. And the other reason would be to make sure that people are sending each other money, especially during divorce, schedule payments and such like that. And so her background is she was a vice president of Symantec, got a high paying job, and from her personal experience alone, she's had a lot of issues with her parents in, being going to rehab, doing lots of drug issues. The other part is uh, her going through a divorce as well, not only in her childhood, but her own divorce going into this. And so what she noticed every time there's a pattern that kept coming back was making sure that people are always taken care of within the family. And so she wanted to provide a solution towards the modern family financial crisis happening here in the country. And so what I've taken from it is that one, you have to be very passionate about what you do. Two, use AI as a tool set to make sure that you are asking the right questions. AI is very helpful today in not being integrated in every single system and database in the company, but more to not only ask questions to a literal expert on certain topics on the internet, but also as a way to kind of blockade yourself from other people having to bog you down with questions when they can just ask the AI first and just give it like a template to use. So she said use AI as like a organizational tool. I also learned about being a solo female tech founder. 1.8% of tech female startups actually get funding from venture capital firms, which is very striking to see. And ultimately, the biggest mistake is assuming someone else knows. School and corporate America to change not only your mindset on how to start a company, but use that time to do the free things that you won't be able to do when you start a company, like learning how to hire people, learning the soft skills, and how to grow a company with no money and just new and fresh ideas. That they teach you all this in corporate America, but she said they're really hone in on the time that you have because you might not get that back. You won't have the time to do this type of stuff with your company. When it comes to investors, she said that revenue doesn't matter and users do with technology. The only when dealing with investors, it's super tough. She honestly hates dealing with investors most times because they expect returns and financial data to be able to make a smart and sound choice, especially when working with these investors. She also talked about angel investors, and she absolutely hates them because they expect a return very quickly. And when it takes a lot of time for stuff like this to keep going, and also this too, this is a more of a personal company she started with a personal mission. And so she's taking on the more of the stakeholder aspect rather than the shareholder aspect, which is something that's very noble, but honestly very tough to do in your industry. She talked about category design and talks about when you create a category, you own about 80% of the revenue for life, and made an example how Uber is not just a taxi, it's an on-demand taxi. And so when you create a category, play into it as much as possible. She talked about why she wasn't a nonprofit starting off, and because she knew that she would never get investors, she wouldn't be able to grow. When it comes to cash, when a lot of people go to a VC, they only do it for money. She talked about going to Stanford, having a connection is valuable, and that the ultimate success to a business is not when you're starting off, it's your personal background and your credibility as a leader and as a professional in this space, rather than how much money you have to put towards the initiative and how many other people have put towards money towards your initiative. It's your background, it's your connection, it's how many doors you can open to make this thing happen. And that's everything that I learned.